Something is shaking the ground in NASCAR, and it isn't the boom of engines or the screech of tires. It's something much more explosive, something with the potential to forever transform the sport. 23XI Racing, co-owned by NBA superstar Michael Jordan and NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin, has recently announced that it would not sign NASCAR's new charter pact. But that's only the beginning. Jordan's team is now suing NASCAR in what is being described as the sport's largest legal battle in history. And if you believe this is just another money-related argument, think again. This case has the potential to destabilize the NASCAR system, which has been in place since 2016. Let me clarify. In 2016, NASCAR developed what they call the charter system. Essentially, it's like having a golden ticket. Teams that hold a charter are guaranteed admission into every race and a larger share of the money pie. It was intended to make things more equitable, allowing teams to earn money and plan for the future. Previously, teams had to qualify every week merely to participate in the race, and if they didn't make it, they went home empty-handed. The charter system provided teams with something valuable that they could keep or sell. However, the system came with strings attached. NASCAR required teams to agree to specific rules and legal waivers. They were unable to race in competing series. They couldn't sue NASCAR over specific issues. Basically, you either follow NASCAR's regulations or don't play at all. Let's fast forward to now. NASCAR introduced a new charter agreement that would run from 2025 to 2031. They offered teams a short deadline: sign it or lose your charter. 13 out of 15 clubs signed. However, 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports said no. Instead, they filed a federal complaint accusing NASCAR of operating as a monopoly and stifling competition. They claim that NASCAR is using its power to control the sport unfairly. That was a significant claim, and NASCAR wasn't about to let it go. In response, NASCAR delivered its own legal punches. In March 2025, they filed counterclaims, alleging that 23XI and Front Row were part of an illegal cartel. NASCAR claims the teams conspired against them by arranging boycotts and threatening to disrupt media deals unless they received better terms. What is the emphasis of NASCAR's attack? Curtis Polk, co-owner of 23XI, is described as the mastermind behind it all. They believe he interfered with negotiations, urged other teams to revolt, and attempted to force NASCAR's hand through dubious means. In brief, NASCAR accuses Polk of orchestrating a conspiracy to take over the sport from behind the scenes. But the drama does not end there. During the court hearings, NASCAR executives' text communications were made public. Commissioner Steve Phelps reportedly stated, "Give them the charters, set a date, and they can sign or lose their charters. It is that simple." Scott Prime, another executive, texted, "We have all the leverage." That kind of language made it plain that NASCAR wasn't going to bend. They were ready to fight. And then, there is Michael Jordan. Yes, that Michael Jordan. The man who once ruled the NBA is now mired in the legal quagmire of NASCAR. Jordan's court correspondence revealed that he was not simply sitting on the sidelines. When asked how much a driver would cost to sign, he replied, "I lost that in a casino. Let us do it." That's not just bold, it's a declaration of war. Jordan later made it apparent that he is in this for the long haul, stating that he is willing to pursue the legal battle for the future of racing, even if it costs him a lot of money. Jeffrey Kessler, 23XI's lawyer, claims that the situation is being blown out of proportion. He told the court that there is no genuine indication that 23XI committed any criminal acts. He pointed out that 13 clubs signed the agreement, so how could there have been a genuine boycott? Kessler also argued that NASCAR's attack on Curtis Polk is absurd because Polk did not begin working for NASCAR until 2020, years after the charter system was established. According to the defense, NASCAR is attempting to construct a picture that simply does not make up. But, as the lawyers dispute in court, the true cost is being felt on the racecourse. Because 23XI and Front Row did not sign the revised agreement, they lost their charters. That implies no guaranteed starting positions, no extra money. They now have to qualify for each race the hard way, and their NASCAR salary is significantly lower. What about the 13 clubs that did sign? They're receiving a large bonus. NASCAR is giving them an extra $1.5 million apiece, which was previously allocated to 23XI and Front Row. That's more than $25 million taken from the two rebel teams and divided among the others. Consider this. You're one of the biggest stars in sports history, you've spent millions of dollars building a top-tier NASCAR team, And now you're forced to race as if it's 2005 again. No safety net, no guaranteed start, and no promise of payment unless you make the cut. This is the new reality for 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports. The two teams that dared to challenge NASCAR's dominance are now out in the cold, racing without a charter. It isn't just about money, it's about power, control, and survival. NASCAR has made a move. Now all eyes are on the courtroom. Behind the scenes, even more alarming revelations have emerged. Legal documents revealed NASCAR's covert plan in case the teams went too far. It's known as the Gold Codes. These internal documents suggest that NASCAR was seriously considering forming its own racing teams if things were too chaotic. That's correct. NASCAR operates its own whole roster of race teams. The idea called for $72 million in driver compensation, as well as millions more for crew, tracks, and other expenses. Think about it. It's as if the league is trying to take over the NFL teams. It demonstrates how far this conflict runs, and how prepared NASCAR was to go nuclear if necessary. What about the fans? The NASCAR community is torn. Some say 23XI and Front Row are fighting for justice in a system that appears to be biased against smaller or newer teams. Others believe Jordan and Hamlin made a tremendous mistake in defying NASCAR's authority. On social media and in the garage, people are debating whether this is brave or reckless. One thing's for certain, the sport is more divided than ever. The fact that two teams are now labeled open while the others have assured slots is causing stress. Some fear that this schism will cause 23XI to abandon NASCAR entirely, taking its drivers, sponsors, and fans with them. There is also speculation of the team moving on to other racing series, such as IndyCar or overseas races. While that may sound extreme, it is not impossible. And if Michael Jordan pulls his money out of NASCAR, the consequences may be tremendous. Sponsors may withdraw back, fans can lose interest, and NASCAR's image as a unified sport might splinter. Let's not forget that this is more than simply two teams. It is about the system that serves every driver, pit crew member, broadcaster, and sponsor. Everyone is holding their breath, waiting for the judge's decision. Judge Kenneth D. Bell, who is supervising the case, has already stated that the verdict will have far-reaching consequences. He is not wrong. This is not a minor disagreement. It's a legal and financial earthquake shaking NASCAR's foundation. Part of the reason for this animosity is that so many teams are suffering. According to court documents, 75% of charter teams lost money in 2024. That's correct. Most of the teams you see on Sunday, they are not earning a profit. This puts every dollar, contract, and rule under the microscope. Meanwhile, both sides are preparing for a major judicial battle. 23XI and Front Row have pulled up the major guns. Curtis Polk has engaged Eric Hockstad, a leading antitrust lawyer who has represented firms such as Meta and Visa. That shows how serious this case is. They are not fooling around, they are going all in. While NASCAR is fighting back with its own legal team, swaying public opinion is proving increasingly difficult. Every new document, leaked message, and comment from Jordan or a NASCAR executive is scrutinized by fans and the media. The drama isn't limited to the courtroom, it's everywhere. And now for the final twist. Even if 23XI wins, it's unclear what winning looks like. Do they receive their charters back? Do they compel NASCAR to adjust its system? Or do they walk away with a moral victory but no tangible reward? And what happens if they lose? Could this signal the end of one of NASCAR's most intriguing teams? Could Michael Jordan decide that the sport is no longer worth the fight? This battle is taking its time in a sport known for its speed, but the stakes are tremendous. 23XI made the largest chance in recent NASCAR history, and the entire industry is waiting to see if they soar or crash. What are your thoughts? Did Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin make the correct decision by standing up to NASCAR? Did they bitten off more than they could chew? Let us know in the comments because this story is far from finished.